Hello, it's time for English. Get your book. This is number 5. My hobby. You don't have a hobby. Yes, you do. Well, make one up. Okay. Let's do the sample speech. I'll start. Read along with me, okay? I want to talk about... Are you reading? Okay. I want to talk about my hobby. My hobby is playing the guitar. I started my hobby this year. I like my hobby because it's fun to make music. I'm a fan of Taylor Swift. I do my hobby every day. Why don't you try playing the guitar? Okay, that's my sample speech, okay? You're going to make a speech about your hobby. If you don't have a hobby, think of something that you like doing, like watching movies, playing games. But maybe you have a hobby. Maybe you're very good at soccer or very good at, I don't know, drawing pictures, something. Okay, so let's have a look. So we got 7 boxes. Each one gives suggestions for things to talk about, right? Number 1, I want to talk about my hobby or my favorite pastime. That's like a hobby. My free time. What do you do when you don't have schoolwork? And you're free. Number 2, my hobby is something. My hobby is playing the guitar. My hobby is watching movies. My hobby is making cakes. So we use a verb, the ing. My hobby is swimming in the pool. My hobby is playing soccer. My hobby is blah, 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 ing something. Try that. Number 3, when did you start your hobby? I started my hobby this year, 2 years ago. When I was 10, any of those. I started my hobby. When did you start? Number 4, why do you like your hobby? I like my hobby because it's fun to make music for guitar. I like to challenge myself. It's better than watching TV. Almost any hobby is better than watching TV. Okay, number 5, I'm a fan of. So somebody you like or your hero for hobby. I'm a fan of Taylor Swift. I'm a fan of science fiction movies. I'm a fan of cooking desserts. I'm a fan means I really like or I respect something. Okay, number 6. I do my hobby every day or after school or at the weekends. When do you do your hobby? Okay, number 7. Why don't you try playing the guitar? Why don't you try starting a new hobby? Why don't you try enjoying a hobby? Why don't you? It means it's a good idea. How about? Do you want to? Actually, yeah, it's more like do you want to? It doesn't mean why not. You don't have to answer this because. Why don't we? There's a funny story. Mrs. Sheriff, when she lived in America, when she was learning English, and her English wasn't so good, one of her friends said, "Hey, why don't we go shopping?" And she thought it was a why, and she had to say, because. Why don't we go shopping, Mrs. Sheriff said. Because we have homework? It doesn't mean that. Why don't we? It means, hey, let's do something. Or do you want to do something? So, why don't you try playing the guitar? You're suggesting. Okay, so this, I want you to write down answers for you. And then you can give me a sample speech. I'll give you my speech about my hobby, okay? For example, I'm going to use this and talk about my hobby, right? Hello, I want to talk about my hobby. My hobby is oil painting, painting pictures in oil. Oil painting. I started my hobby about 1 year ago. I like my hobby because it's better than watching TV. I'm a fan of Edouard Manet, French painter. I do my hobby at the weekends. Why don't you try painting a picture? Yeah. Ah, look, here's my oil painting. Do you know what oil painting is? That's oil painting. This here is a painting I did. It took me about 3 hours to do. He's a detective writer, supposed to be. Anyway, that's my hobby. I want you to tell me about your hobby. Write down here the answers to the questions, have a look at it, close your book, try saying it, and then when I talk to you, tell me your speech. Okay, see you soon. I want to talk today about the second Hannah Walker mystery book, which is at the Tower English Library. I'm going to read the description of the story here, and then I'll ask you 3 questions. Okay? Right. Are you listening? Takuma is the shogi champion, but Haruto beats him. The Japanese chess final is only days away. Haruto isn't a good shogi player. What's wrong? Hannah suspects foul play. My name is Hannah Walker. I am 13 years old. My mom is Japanese. My dad is English. Japanese call me half. But I am not 50-50. I am 100% me. I speak English, but I don't speak Japanese. I go to a Japanese junior high school. I solve mysteries by looking and thinking. Every day is a mystery. Okay, 3 questions. Number 1. What game is this book about? Number 2. Who is the champion? Number 3. What nationality is Hannah's dad, her father? Okay? If you want the answers, I told you already. Haha, have to rewind and listen. Okay? Here's a hint. Okay,